This morning, Steve, could you just give us the latest medical updates on two guys who are out of the squad and how long they might be out?
Yep. Hey Chris, how you doing? So Corny Law's injured his lower leg in the game for Northampton on Saturday, and he's been scanned today. We know for definite he's not going to be involved this week. It didn't look good in terms of the way he pulled up and couldn't then run on afterwards, couldn't run this off. So we'll get a full understanding of that injury later on today, and then we'll have a better picture of a plan. Similarly with George McGuigan, injured his knee in the game for Gloucester last weekend, and again he's been scanned today. It was his initial assessment. We need the scan to actually understand what's going on inside the knee, and then we'll have a plan thereafter. Neither player are going to be involved this week. We'll assess thereafter. Yesterday there was a couple of knocks and bangs, so we saw Jamie George leave the field for a head injury assessment, and then returned, then left the field for as a permanent replacement. He follows through now with his graduated return to play. He follows those protocols. Mako didn't play, Mako Binapola didn't play, and then Elliott came off. Both those guys have been assessed today to get a full understanding of what is happening there. Hopefully those injuries aren't too serious. We'll have a better picture of that later on today.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I can't really read the names from here. Sorry, my eyesight's bad, so whoever's up next. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. How are you lads? Owen, just wondering, have you been the tackling course, and if so, did you find it helpful?
Yeah, I did a few bits last week at the club. Yeah, I think it gave me a chance to obviously look at the situation that got me in this place, got me here in the first place, and have a look at it in good detail, and do some bits to correct it. I think probably the most important bit around this is that the game is going this way to make sure that everybody's tackling safely and making sure the players are safe, and us as a team, us as an England team, want to make sure that we're at the forefront of that. We want to make sure that we're on the right side of these tackles, and making sure that we play as hard as we can in the way that the game's intended to play, but also as fair and as safe as we can. And me as a player in this team want to be a big part of that.
Cheers on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lena, would you like to go next? Lena, would you like to go next? Kevin, if you'd like to go next, if you can hear us on the mics.
Clement?
Sorry. I'm French, so maybe I didn't understand something. My question is for Owen. It will be your 10th Six Nations tournament. What are you feeling? What souvenirs this competition brings you? And of course, what is your objective for 2020?
I think this tournament's one of the best tournaments in the world. I think it's got a massive amount of history, and I was just saying before that you grow up watching it. You grow up obviously supporting England. I was lucky enough to watch my dad play for England at Twickenham in the Six Nations. But I guess when I first got a full understanding for what this tournament is about, and the amount of pride and passion and that's involved in it, is when I made my debut against Scotland at Murrayfield in 2012, and seeing it up close, but getting to feel it as well, how important this tournament is, how passionate so many people are about it, and in terms of how many times you've played in it. There's obviously some great memories from it, and some not so good ones probably. So we're massively looking forward to meeting up today and getting together so that we can throw everything that we've got into that.
What will make you look back at this tournament when you think of it as a success? Is it winning it? Is it improving on last year? Is it best results based basically on the World Cup? Is it elements of your style in the team?
So thank you very much for your question, and I've been privileged to be part of this tournament from under 21s, even younger schoolboys, to then playing with in the senior team, then as assistant coach, and now as head coach. So it's an incredible tournament to be a part of. And I want to be clear with my team, and I've said this, gone on record saying this, we want to go into every single game aiming to win that game. We want to try and get into a position to win that game. We want the players going on the pitch feeling they are prepared in a way that's going to give them the best opportunity to win the game. Now, that is going to be our objective for every game, and that's going to start at the first game of the tournament, and then we'll start focusing on the second game of the tournament, and after that we'll go to the third game, and then after that, and henceforth, and that's going to be the way we work going forward. Why? Because even in this year of unbelievable rugby we've got ahead of us with the World Cup, the latter part of it, you can start moving your focus towards that, and if you're not careful, you miss what's right in front of you, and you end up missing opportunities. You end up thinking about something that's in the future, not what's right in front of you in the present moment right now. So we're going to be working with the players on a daily basis to get prepared to play against Scotland, and that our players deserve that, our supporters deserve that attitude from us, and ultimately that's going to be necessary, because this Scotland team, I was reading a piece just earlier on by one of the Ireland assistant coaches. He said the Scotland team is the best Scotland team he has ever seen, either as a player or as a coach. Now, this is a Scotland team that ultimately England have only beaten once in the last 5 championship games. This is a Scotland team that came within a kick of beating Australia, should have beaten New Zealand, and ultimately well beat Argentina that had just knocked off England at Twickenham. So we're going to have to be very good on that opening day, because I'd imagine this is a Scotland team that are going to come very confident.
Yeah, for Owen on the same subject, really. You've only beaten Scotland once in the last 5 games. Is there a specific problem now with Scotland, or are they just a better team now?
I think Scotland are a very good team. I think they're really well coached. I think they've got a good system there, well organised in terms of the 2 teams feeding to the national team, the access to the players they have. They've got talent across the board, and I know they'll have been disappointed with some previous teams in the past in terms of, but this team, this Scotland team, again, I heard somebody describing it today as the best Scotland team in recent generations, and I don't think we could disagree with that, could we? I think you look at the talent they've got, the players they have, the athleticism they have. So I think they'll come to Twickenham expecting to win, and that's going to be their prerogative to be able to. If that's going to be their attitude. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on being the best team we can be. We've got a poor record. Last 5 games, last 5 only won 1. So it's an incredible challenge, and we're going to need to make sure we use every minute between now and that game to be prepared for it. And we're going to need every single one of our supporters at Twickenham to be roaring this team on. We're going to have to be all in, every one of us. The 82,000 people in that stadium got to be all into helping this team.
Thanks. We're under a bit of time pressure here, so we've probably got time for one more.
Yes. A question for both Steve and Owen. Owen, you played regularly at the centre with Eddie Jones and fly out Saracens. So with Steve Borthwick in the job, what will be when Farrell post? Either 10 and when, which do you prefer? For information.
Your English is far better than my French, so thank you. I'll start there. Is that we are here on Monday the 23rd of January, and the game against Scotland is on Saturday the 4th of February. The team will be announced 2 days before that Scotland game, as is customary. So there's going to be a lot of water to go under the bridge between now and then. As we've seen, as Chris asked in his first question, there's a lot of things that can happen and things can change, and there's more information I need to get about multiple aspects, and then I'll make the decision around selection. One of the great things about your question, the thing that strikes me the most, is how awesome is it to have such competition for places, to have, for me as head coach, to have players the calibre of Owen, Farrell competing to be in this team. Marcus Smith, we've got young Finn Smith, that's just, he's a superb talent. We've got George Ford returning to fitness soon. You've got great players in this team, and many of them have got positional flexibility, which is also a great asset. So in that sense, we started this conversation talking about players that potentially weren't available. Well, I'm excited by the players who are available.